DR, and that's because he got boots, and he just bolted the shit out of it. And now that the Mountainkin's level 5, it just does so much damage. It's... wow. I don't know. It's like, Jesus. Ridiculous amount of damage. Now he's just sort of harassing Moon's Expo even more. Now that the DR is dead too, it really cuts out a lot of ability for Moon to, yeah, it cuts out a lot of ability for Moon to be able to focus foots and then get benefit from it, because they're really not worth that much experience, honestly. It's like, oh no, footmen, they give you like a quarter of a level if you kill 4 million, like whatever. So really, it's not all that influential for him to be killing these footmen. Moon does take advantage of the fact that since he was already by a creep, he figured he can go ahead and creep it out, which allowed him to get a level 3 panda and protect his expo. Because since he had the Age of Protectors there from before, he really didn't need a TP in immediately. At least he didn't need a TP until he had to save it. And yeah, he didn't have to save it, so it was cool. I don't know how Moon scouted it, but he's going 2 Ancient of Winds now because he saw the mass Griffin aviaries from TH-1000. TH-1000 sort of preemptively built these 2 scout towers. He has like a scout tower he's not upgrading. I don't know, I like to only build scout towers if I'm going to use them, but I guess if you build them and you think you might have to upgrade them, it doesn't really hurt. If you have an expansion, you can afford to blow some resources, I guess. So yeah. I guess TH-1000 now, he's just sort of zeppelining around with his MK. Once you have a level 5 MK, you can kill a lot of shit. Simply because, I don't know, you have level 5 bolt, it's like, fuck. Kill so many units. It's like bears losing half their HP to level 5 bolt. Plus you have Paladin, he can pretty much tank your whole army. I don't know why, but he bought a critter on his Paladin. He's gonna do something ghosty with that, maybe, I don't know, we'll see. Sorry, I had to take a drink. You really gotta watch your Zeppelins too. That's something that pro players do insanely good and amateur players don't, is watch their Zeppelins. Because if you have like shit status Zeppelin action going on, or like you lose your Zeppelin dies, it's like fuck, you just lose. It sucks so bad. Like, I don't know, does Moon not have a staff? Moon doesn't have a staff. So yeah, you do the math. That's not good. Right now it kind of looks like Moon's boned, but he's really not. Because it's like, yeah. I mean, all he has is bears really, but... and no TP. But it's sort of like... I guess the thing is with Rejuve and all that, I mean, really, I don't think he should have focused the DR like that if he wasn't going to be able to kill it at least. Should have gone and go ahead and focus some bears, at least kill like 3 bears or something. I mean, he still does kill a bunch of bears, but he probably could kill more if he was a bit more savvy on that fight, if he knew his MK had such low mana. Once the Hippogriffs come out, you gotta be really careful about what you're focusing. You can go ahead and bolt the Hippogriffs, it works fine usually. And like, if you bolt the Hippogriff, the main thing is that you gotta focus it right away, because it's like you can't waste bolts ever. That's really bad. If you have a bolt and it's wasted, like the MK is already kind of a gimp hero in a way, like because he doesn't have Brilliance Aura and he's a lot of disadvantages to his advantages. Being that he doesn't have summons, he's really shitty to push with, and he is not really good until late game. So it's like you gotta kind of make up for that. Like you can't just retard out and you know what I mean. Like you can't. Yeah, whatever. I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Yeah, so now Moon's going Dryad Hippo, because he's going Mass D-Hawk. I don't really understand how TH-1000 wins this game. I guess, you know, on a theory crafting level, piercing damage versus unarmored, okay, it works. You're right. So, I mean, maybe it's not, like, totally retarded, but it's at least kind of weird. Because it's like, what... you don't expect it, I guess, like, because like on a strictly theory crafting standpoint, you don't really benefit that much, because you have to deal with Panda, like that's the immediate chaos factor in this whole thing, and yeah, now you have to deal with level 6 DR stealing your Griffins, Sucks. Teach Thousand, I think, is kind of getting owned in this fight. Like, I mean, well, I just banished Bolted. Never mind, he's not getting owned. At the very least, he killed a hero, lost a level 2 hero. But I mean, even if he killed a hero, Moon's army is still significantly bigger and significantly stronger. I think the main reason he's doing so well in this game is because he went MK first, and I think Teach 1000 was well prepared for a long game. I think that's the whole. I mean, that's the whole strategy, really. You go MK expecting a long game. You don't go MK like. You don't go MK like. Well, you know, I'm just gonna tower rush him. No, it's stupid. It'll never work because you know summons. Tower rushes need like some sort of extra food to work because natural base defense of each race is too strong for just units versus units. Which is why if you're equal food, you never fight in someone's base. By the way, the main thing. I'd say is simply if you're ever gonna fight, it's equal food that you gotta have confident in your micro. And I don't know, I'm not really talking about the game right now. I'm just gonna go off on some weird shit. Really important, super mega, astonishingly important is really if you're gonna tower rush anything, you're gonna tower anything, you have to have summons. That's the reason why his tower push on the Expo didn't work, because he didn't have summons. So like, kind of like what's he gonna do sort of thing. You can't really do anything because you have equal food because you're both on the same gold, and then like what, you know? So it's like sort of silly, I guess. This is where Moon loses the game pretty much. He goes ahead and he's like, there's D-Hawks are there, and then he just loses all his hippos. It's like, fuck. Moon's like, LOL, I'm a dumbass. So yeah, that's that. Yeah. This is the whole turning point of the game. Both their expos ran out. Teach 1000's towering the fuck out of a bottom left expo. Moon just lost all his AA. It's gonna win him the game. And yeah, he's gonna get bolt banished by MK Blood Mage. He's gonna lose his DR really quickly. So I mean, in reality, Moon was probably going to win the game until that point. Sucks. Yeah. He won 3 Ancients of Lore too because he had an Expo. That's hot. Niall should do that. And more Imba. Yeah. So now he's just going to do... Teach 1000's going to camp his Expo for a bit probably, just so he doesn't get owned. It's vaguely important to stand around your expos is if you're even a little bit unreasonable as to if you're going to be attacked or not. I mean, Moon is probably going to be a bit aggressive because TH1000 gets the other expo at this point. By the way, that was my first yawn. I just want to point that out. Most of the time I yawn like 600 times during one of these, but yeah, that was my first yawn. Fuck, I'm good. I'm swearing loud for some reason. I don't know, whatever. I have a bad mouth. I would say in this fight, Moon is sort of just like, I don't know, it's sort of a desperation thing. He's gonna be a real G unit here, and just sort of, I don't know, try and keep his Blood Mage alive, which is gonna be focused like absurdly, and it's probably just gonna get staffed out in the event that it actually starts getting hurt. So I mean, not much to worry about. Thing is, right now it's D-Hawks versus Dryads, and as long as he has healing scrolls and staff, he's gonna be fine. Yeah, he doesn't have healing scrolls, so he's not gonna be fine. And he lost his Blood Mage because he wasn't using his staff. Or his staff was on cooldown, I don't know. The main thing that's going to happen though, is that DR is going to get bolted like crazy. And that MK can basically just chase it down and kill it. Because I mean, really, with Bolt Light and then the MK, it's like, not gonna be able to do anything. Yeah, the game's pretty much over. Now that Teach 1000 is below 50 food, he can just mass resource gather. Moon lost his main, and his up top expo is running out. It's just about 3,000. And Moon's, yeah, he's not even on 2 gold mines yet, so he's having troubles. Keeps losing his DR at this point. It's like, why revive it? I don't know. It's gonna lose to Banish Bolt.